questions?
Congrats on the win. Congrats on your performance. From your perspective in goal, can you talk about the game? How was the game today?
I think obviously going in, we had the heat in the back of our mind. We had the delay in the back of our mind. So obviously, it was important that we started on the right foot, given the circumstances that we were. Obviously, going down a goal is never easy, especially as a goalkeeper. But I think similar to what Maho said, just how we bounce back from that, how we stay true to our game plan, and how I know I just have to trust those in front of me to do the job in scoring, and I have to do my job in not letting goals in. So it was nice to see the game develop that way, and really just focus on, like I said, our game plan, and trust the process.
To ask about trust and you talk about the players ahead of you.
Mm.
You have one of the best defenses in the league. You pretty sort of tightly group this season, that defense. Can you talk about them and how integral they've been this season?
I mean, it's everything. Obviously, trust between a goalkeeper and defenders. I think maybe I'm a little biased, but I think that's pretty important. And I fully trust those in front of me, and I have throughout the season. Obviously, we've gone through injuries, we've gone through subs, but anyone who's come in and anyone who's gone out has given their all, and I trust that, and I trust that they always will. I think as the season went on, our chemistry continued to grow. And I think that was evident in the way we're just comfortable and how we pass the ball, how we move the ball. And yeah, I couldn't have been happier with who I had in the back this season. And I'm glad to have just gained more experience and gained more, outlook playing with players I've never played before.
One more from me, just on the heat. As a goalkeeper, you're wearing long sleeves, you're standing still a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a lot tougher for you than it is for the rest of
them? Yes and no. I think we were lucky in that the sun was, especially second half, the sun was not blaring down on my face. I kind of got lucky that way. I think first half, I think it got to everyone. I think it got to me a little bit. Standing there like a fish out of water is not fun. Yeah, the long sleeves aren't fun, but kind of get used to it as the game goes on. You got to realize that it's not going to change. So.
And you've got an exciting adventure ahead. Congratulations on the move to Real Sporting Club, if I'm saying that right. Can you tell us just about how that came about and what
Yeah. So right when I finished my 5th year, I signed with an agent, and the goal was always to play pro after I finished my college career. And he, really tried to make that happen for me. And as the market session was approaching for this summer, he did his job in just sending out film, sending out, hey, I have this American goalkeeper, and luckily this club in Portugal liked what they saw, and it's been a kind of quick moving process. I like to say it came out of nowhere in the best way possible, and I think being here and playing how I have been playing, like I just really feel ready to take that next step, and I feel confident taking that next step. And like you said, it's exciting, so I'm excited. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are you sort of looking forward to the most about a move to Portugal?
I would say just experiencing something new, experiencing a new culture, new country. I've only ever been out of the country once, so that's always fun. Meeting new teammates, new style of play, being a part of a bigger purpose, a part of like a team that wants to get promoted, a team that wants to, have fans come support them. I'm just excited to play, honestly. And if that means playing in Portugal, that's awesome, so.
And then, how would you say this experience here with the coaching staff here and players has prepared you for this move?
I think I'm incredibly prepared. I think the level of training that I've received from Maho, and more specifically JD as the goalkeeper coach, my confidence is kind of right where I want it moving into this big next step. I think JD has really, really prepared me as not only as a player, but as a person. And also the other 2 goalkeepers that I trained with every day, the level of training never dropped and never changed. And I think that was important for all 3 of us, not just me. And similar to the team, I was always getting tested. I was always getting it was all gas, no brakes. And I feel like I wouldn't feel as prepared as I do. And then obviously Maho as a coach, always making sure the environment's positive and, goal oriented. I think that just helps me make that mind shift of continuing that discipline and then like for the next step.
Yeah, absolutely. And then just last one, just how do you look back at this season, and what kind of environment is the club building here, and compared to maybe other ones you've been in?
Yeah, I mean, like Maho said, I think it was a big growing season. I think for me personally, I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about myself as a player and as a teammate. And I think that's always the beauty of summer ball. You kind of come in, for me, I didn't know anybody, and I'm coming out with a number of friends, a number of like really special people that I've met and played with. And I think the culture that CFC has created has really allowed that to happen. I think that they, like before I came in, I knew that the crowd was going to be there. I mean, I've been to a CFC game in the past, and I'm like, I can't wait to have those people cheering for me and not against me or against whoever I'm rooting for. So that was something that the support and the like positivity, I knew that was always going to be there. And then in turn, experiencing it was, I wouldn't change it for the world.